We gotta get all these guys resoiled. That one's not looking so well at all. So this is the base of what I use. Wait a minute. I forgot to plug up my microphone. Great rising. We're gonna do some plant care this morning, this afternoon. Happy Sunday. Let me get my microphone connected so the sound is a little bit better. Stay. Okay, so I'm getting everything pulled out. Like I said, this is the base of what I use, this cocoa mix right here. It is 95% fine cocoa and 5% cocoa chips. So that's what I use. The rest of what I had mixed is in the old bag. Okay, so I use charcoal. I don't know how the light is, but I use charcoal. I get this from the the plant store, Armstrong, and then orchid bark. I use the medium orchid bark and bat guano. And I think I have more. I'm out of it. Had I known I was out, I would have got more. But I also use vermiculite, which I'm out of. Dang it. This is some more fertilizer. I'm out of vermiculite, but that's okay. I have some in here, so I'm just gonna mix it. So now let's go around here. I get everything mixed up in one of my containers that I water them in. And I just buy these from Dollar Tree, $1.25 tree. I use two of these. I've never done like any activity live, so if it's choppy, forgive me. Okay. But here's what I want to do first. While I get my mix put together, what I want to do is take them all out of their soil and let them, I don't know what the light is like. I don't know if I need to be in the shade, the sun. I hope this is not like awful for whoever's watching this. But so look at this, got cut really, really, really bad. I don't know if you can see all those cuts, but it got cut really bad. So I don't even think I don't even think it's alive. It feels everything is crispy. Every, there's still glass in here. So I'm gonna take it out. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's not well at all. I gotta try not to cut myself. Look at this. Well, the damage is done now. If this one doesn't last, then that'll just be space for another plant. There's a piece of glass right there. It's glass all in there. It sounds like paper. These bottom leaves sound like paper. So I'm just gonna shake it all off. Look at this. Now this, it was already dying. The bottom leaves were already dying off. But this new little flower up here was growing nicely. It was so bright and beautiful and perky. But I'm just gonna pull off all these lower leaves. I'm going to soak them all in the distilled water that I have for them while I get the new soil mixtures all put together. This one, I'm gonna do a more fine mixture, just the cocoa core and um, fertilizer with a little bit of charcoal. There's something in there. There was like a little spider or something in there. You see. And I'm also going to put a little peroxide, put a little peroxide in there as well. See, the roots don't look so bad. Oh, oh, just broke off a leaf. These are so crunchy, you guys. Okay, so let me. Oh man, yeah, they're all breaking off. All right, so let me just take them all off right quick. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know, but I have to. If it's gonna try to stay alive, then I have to uh, try to keep it alive. If it wants to live, I want it to live. you know. So I'm gonna take all these leaves off. This is so sad. This is so sad. This was the only thing that brought a little bit of water to my eyes when it happened. Was my plants. The only thing, like the fact that it happened, no big deal for me. But seeing my plants all cut up and the glass all in them, that's where I almost started to cry. That was really sad for me. So I'm just gonna take all of these off, and I am going to replant it a bit deeper. I think that might help. I don't know. Okay, so that's all glass. There's all glass was on those leaves. Now these things, as far as I know, you can propagate them from the leaves. So all of this should regrow, or at least most of it. All right, so this is what we have. This is what I'm left with right here. So that's vermiculite. The roots don't look so bad. I'm gonna rinse them all off, get them in what is it called? Peroxide. I'm going to dump this. I'm just gonna dump it right over here because this is the best spot to dump it. Yeah, so that's that. Starting over with the fresh pot of soil, and hopefully it does well. So on to the next. My cactus. This isn't so bad at all. My cactus isn't bad at all. So I'm gonna. I can't tell if you can see or not. I can't see. Anyway, I don't even know if anyone's on here, but I still have some soil in here. which is good. Like, it's not bad. And there's not glass in here. So I'm just gonna pick it from around the roots. It's a dirty job. If anybody's got plants, it's a dirty job. And I do want to loosen it up from around the soil. I mean, around the roots. Okay. So this here, there's still glass down in here as well. I put, oh, this is growing really nicely. You see all the roots? I put a weed cloth in the bottom of my containers. So this one, I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to upgrade this one from this pot to a pot like this. Don't you blow away. Yep. So this one is ready for an upgrade. Get all the glass. There's not a whole lot in here, which is good, but I'm gonna clean it out still. It's growing really nicely, and I love that. I believe when I bought this one, I think I just because the root ball was small, I just put this one. I kept it in the root ball and put it in soil in my soil mixture. So this top layer here, I'm gonna take all of this off gently because I don't want to pull off any roots or any leaves. I don't want to disturb it too much, but I do want to get most of this out because, like I said, this is the um, peat moss and what is it that they use? The white stuff. Yeah, it's in there too. I can tell that it likes my soil mixture. The pots do. They really do. They like the cocoa core, the whole mixture that I put together. Like I say, I am out of vermiculite, but there's a little bit in my previous mix, so that's okay. See, this is what I don't like about peat moss. It's so compact. I don't like how compact it is. The cocoa core is not as compact, and the roots can breathe a bit more. That's what I like. Like, see here, you can see the difference in that and this one here. Like, it's so fine. Okay. This is so fine. All right, let me get my peroxide and move on to the next one. So, oh look, this is my philodendron Birkin. You see that leaf right there? I can't tell what anything looks like. So, but it still looks good. Let's see what the roots are looking like. You see how you see how the roots have, some freedom. Whereas with the peat moss, you see that? With the peat moss, it just surrounds the roots and it's so fine they can hardly breathe. That's why I don't like that. That's why I use cocoa core instead. Look at that. I like that. They can breathe, they can grow freely. That's nice. That's really nice. So let me dump this. Okay. I saved some of it because it's good. All right. So now this baby got cut too. My Stangonia. You see that? That leaf got cut and this leaf got cut. But this baby is strong, like him mama. This baby is really strong because the stems are still strong, they're still erect. Um, I learned to just let them heal themselves. That's why I didn't cut it. I didn't cut in the shit. I didn't do anything because I'm gonna let it heal itself. So whatever parts that dry out and that it lets go of, then I'll just crumble that off once it gets crunchy. But I'm not going to. It's just I look at it like this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Well, there's a trash can to throw it away. Do y'all see that? Now that right there is what gives mobile dwellers a bad name. That right there. There's a trash can right there, ma'am. And this is a white woman. And you see all that trash she just dumped. This is what gives us mobile dwellers. These people are what give us that. And she doesn't care. She doesn't care at all. And you see this live. You see this live. This is live. This is real time. Welcome to California. welcome to welcome to California. Do you hear this? Well, that was invigorating. That was invigorating. And just to say this, this is why I've always said to my fellow white people, your silence is consent, because they give us this rap. They talk about us like this. But I've grown up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I've grown up seeing white people act like this. And other white people don't say anything about it. They don't correct white people. They don't check white people at all. But they will treat us like we act like this. Your silence is consent. Your silence is consent. So anyway, back to my plans. Happy Sunday. Welcome to California. Welcome to America. That's not even welcome to America. This is real life, the United States of America, and this is how white Americans really act. I'm glad that happened on my life. So anyway, as I was saying, so the reason why I don't cut them or anything like that is because, just like us as humans, you can live with a broken leg, you can live with a amputated arm, an amputated leg. So it's gonna survive. Like, as long as it's going to survive, it's going to survive. I don't i don't want to cut it though, because I want to let it heal itself. I want to let it do as much as it's going to do to heal itself before I go in and start messing around with it. There's a little piece of glass right there. I say on my Instagram, because see, I've never lived in California before, but in the Midwest, when you go out into the suburbs, you don't have the same type of city nonsense. In California, I'm in Orange County, I'm in Newport Beach. There are junkies everywhere, everywhere, like junkies. This is a whole new world for me. Anyway, let me get this dumped out. See, look at this. Look at how beautiful this is. You see how beautiful that is? What I mean, like, you see how the roots are free, you know? Like, I can just easily loosen up this cocoa core from around the roots. You see that? This is why when I get new plants, I always remove it out of that peat moss. Look at that. And you see the difference in the one, because the root ball was so small. That's the only reason I didn't disturb that one in my aluminum plant, because the root ball was so small. I wanted it to grow more. So that's why now I'm going, look at these beautiful roots. This is beautiful. I gotta clean all that up before the library opens at noon because that's just pathetic. All right, so last, no, this isn't the last one. I still have my onions and my rosemary, but here, and you see that, and there's glass all in the top of that. Let me dump this glass out. See, this is like so many reasons why I love the cocoa because the way it is, the way it settles and dries and just by nature, you see, it was so easy to just dump out the top layer. So I don't have to completely get rid of all of my soil. Look at that. I want to try and show you. Like, you see how it just crumbles so beautifully. That's good. That is a good thing because the roots are able to get get oxygen. They're able to breathe. So some of these, when I resoil them, I'm going to do. Um, I'm going to make their soil a bit less chunky. Maybe do a little bit more orchid bark in some of them. I think I think my jade can probably go up a pot as well. It's growing nicely. This one didn't get too much damage. That leaf, and there's glass on it, so I'm gonna take that leaf off. And what I love about jade plants, when you take off a leaf, it grows back two new leaves. Yeah, when you remove one leaf, two new ones grow back. That's pretty sweet. We got skateboarders, peaceful. Oh, that trash is bothering me. Okay, so here we go. I could also put these in separate pots, but that's just more space, and I don't need to do that. So there's those. You see, they all have really nice roots, all of them. Goes there. Okay, so now my onions and rosemary. These onions, they are still growing. My onions are still growing, and I leave this all around it to just keep it. But let me dump the top layer out of this too. So let me tell y'all something. I had a conversation with someone. Um, I believe it was an older woman. I believe. Oh, look at these roots. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The roots in this onion. Wow. I'm not gonna take this out. I'm just gonna loosen up the soil and resoil it. I'm gonna loosen up all the way around there and just resoil it. Wow, these roots look really, really good. Onions do really well in soil. Like I've always, when I lived traditionally, I used to put my green onions in water. When I get them from the store, I'd put them in water and then just keep doing it like that. I recently started putting them in soil, and they stay for months in soil, and they grow so well in soil, so well. These roots are, my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you're able to see those, but they swirl all the way around. So anyway, I believe it was the conversation I was having with the 83-year-old woman. It was lovely. Miss Barbara, a lovely conversation I had with her for over an hour. But if it wasn't her, it was somebody. And they asked me if I think the popularity of van life has made it more acceptable. And I said no. I think the popularity of it has made it more scrutinized because, for one, of things like that. Like if anyone was on here who just saw the lady do all that, for that is one reason. The people who live in their car that isn't converted, they feel like they're homeless. Well, they are homeless. I won't say they feel like. They are homeless. They live in their car. It's a passenger vehicle. They haven't transitioned. They maybe don't have a job, so they can't afford an apartment or a house. And they're like, I'm sleeping in my car. Those people. And then you have the van lifers who live on the road, who you only see in tourist areas, who buy the state parks, the annual state park passes, and they live on the road. Maybe they're a digital nomad or whatever the case may be. So for people like myself who live in my vehicle, it's not a passenger vehicle. I've had it completely converted to be my home, and I live like everyone in their apartment homes or single family homes. I live the same way they do. Like I don't do homeless people things because I'm not a homeless person, but it gives us that bad type of look because I'm not putting all them miles on my vehicle by living on the road. I'm not adding that type of income to my life by living on the road. Like that's expensive. That's an expensive life. I'm not living like that. Therefore, I get looked at as if I'm homeless. I get looked at as if I'm taking away from society, as if I'm some type of vagabond, So the popularity of it uh, hasn't made it more welcome because people are going to be people, people are going to be people. And then in places like this where you have complete junkies, complete drug addicts, and whores, like she said, her pimp. She said that, her pimp. So you have people like that who they can't quite afford the cost of living, so they live out of their car. And instead of having a trash bag where you put your trash and then you take that trash bag and put it in the trash, you just you pile up trash on the floor of your car and then you come to a public parking lot and dump it out. So it's crazy. People are people no matter what, but the fact is, um, in this country, people get categorized and miscategorized and judged and misjudged. So, but it is what it is. So I'm going to dump this out of the rosemary. All right, so let's see what these roots are looking like. So this one also, I kept it as is from when I bought it. So this looks pretty good. I'm going to put this in fresh cocoa as well. Because like I said, I didn't do that. Oh, you look so beautiful, Rosemary. Oh, you look so good. Oh my goodness. You are so all right. It's like a little nest. It's like a little nest in here. Yeah, see, these roots are really fine and dry. I think this will really like the cocoa. Um, so I'm gonna leave that. Okay, so that's everything. Let me get the water and the peroxide so they can start soaking. And I use distilled water and just hydrogen peroxide. I don't know what you guys can see. Put you guys next to your mama. All right. So can I turn this around? Saw it. Right. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if I can turn this around. Okay, wait, is it right there? There we go. Excuse my sniffles. All right. Uh-oh. What's happening? I need this knowledge because my thumb is not green. Well, the peroxide is going to aid in the hydration, and I'm using distilled water because this is what Miranda likes. She's bougie and she needs distilled water. Sorry, I need two hands to lift this. Shit. I definitely have two green hands. Thanks to my mother. I do have to give her the credit because she had me taking care of plants. Oops, when I was young. So we're gonna let them sit in there while I get the mixture put together. Hey, Pilea. And hopefully it'll loosen up this peat moss from here. See, look at how fine it is. That is not good. The roots can't really breathe very well like that. You see how clumped up it is around the roots? Yeah, peat moss and perlite. That's the white stuff that they use. Many of plant parents use that. I don't like it. It's just too fine. It doesn't free the roots. it clumps up too tightly and packs down too tightly around the roots. So I don't like that at all. Many plant parents use it and their plants grow just fine. It's really it's each their own, and I don't like it for my plants. Okay, so I'm gonna let this just sit. I'm gonna let that sit. Excuse my nose, everybody. Okay, so now let's get. I'm gonna turn you guys back around. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you my mixture. I'm going to dump all my soil in here, all of it, even from all of my other pots. And see, I cut a little piece of weed cloth and put it in the bottom of each one of my pots. I do that because the roots can still grow through it, but I don't like for my roots to just grow through the pots, just through the potholes. I don't like that. So I like to use this, and plus, this will prevent any little critters from crawling up into my pots if they're, if they attempt to. So let me show you what this looks like after dumping out all of those little pots. So this is what my mix looks like. This is the cocoa coir, the vermiculite, the orchid bark, and the charcoal. So the charcoal helps to purify the water. The vermiculite helps to retain and disperse water as well as nutrients. Sometimes I also use, um, what is it called? Sometimes I also use, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, like little pebbles. Why can't I think of the name of it? So see, with this right here, how it's not so chunky. This right here is perfect. I'm gonna add some bat guano. So this is what I'm gonna put my rosemary in. This is what I'm gonna put the pilea in. Perfect. It's not too chunky. Yep. I'm going to add some I think I'm going to add a little bit of bat guano and this one here. This is an all-purpose fertilizer. It's this is a fishy one. This is a fishy one. This one in my previous home, I had a cherry tomato plant. I had sweet 100 cherry tomatoes, I mean. And I did get some cherries. I did get a few, not cherries, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. So, whew, PU. I know I should have gloves, but I'll just wash my hands afterwards. Okay, so that's how much I put in. So now the bat guano, and this stuff is really, really fine. The bat guano is very fine. The wind is blowing in this direction, so we should be, we should get on this side. That's enough of that. I always close the bat guano away from me. This stuff stinks too. This bat guano stinks. Ooh, child. PU. Okay, so I'm going to, hi everyone. What's up? What's up? Okay, let me open the other, I'm looking, if anyone has any questions, just shout them out. I'm doing the best I can. Let me grab scissors. Hold on. Okay. Look at that beautiful cocoa cord. I like this stuff so much. Can you see that? Look how beautiful that is. Where do you store all of your gardening? In the front, right there. I store everything up there in my front. And all these plants live right there in the front seat. I kind of showed it a little bit in my tour video. I didn't pull anything out, but I showed that's where I store all my plant stuff. I also have a couple of tools up there, you know, planting tools, but I didn't pull them out. Most times I just use my hands. But all of this stuff lives in the front seat, in the, like where the feet go, would go. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. It is a perfect mix right here for what I want to be in a fine mixture. So I got some orchid bark in here. There's still some charcoal in here. I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more, just a handful of charcoal. Because like I said, I do like that the charcoal helps to purify the water. So bam, that's good. Wow, you're amazing. Thank you in organization. You know, I just find a way to have what are non-negotiables for me. And for me, having plants are a non-negotiable. Like I have to have plants. I'm going to have plants. I'm going to find a way to grow my own food. I'm going to find a way to preserve my own food. I'm going to find a way to do everything that I need and want to do while living in a way that I want to live. Period. I've always had that mind. So this is beautiful. This is perfect. You see that? Now the cocoa core also um, retains moisture. Like this, the water will flow through it, but the cocoa core holds moisture, so it won't just dry out very fast. And again, with it being fine like this, it doesn't compact so tightly like peat moss and soil does, and the roots are able to grow free. If you see these little reflector parts, that's the vermiculite. Like I say, I'm all out of it. I didn't realize I was out of it, but that's the vermiculite. Those little pieces also, vermiculite holds and disperses water and nutrients. So, and again, I did just put fertilizer in here. So this is going to feed them for quite some time. So I'm putting rosemary back in here. This is what she came in. But first, I am going to, this is where I keep my weed cloth. So I'm going to cut up a piece of weed cloth and put it in all of them. I'm in the midst of finding and purchasing land. That's what's up in West Arizona. That's exactly where I'm looking in Arizona. That's exactly. Good for you. Good for you. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. I'm so excited for you. Let me turn the camera back around. I'm so excited for you. That's really, 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 really dope. That's really dope. I love Arizona. And I'm looking forward to getting back there. That's where I'll be going back to when I leave this place, which I despise California. But anyway, I'm not talking about that. Okay, so I'm going to cut off a piece of this. Weed cloth here. All right. just like that. I hope you can see that. So the weed cloth is down in there. I'm not a meat eater, so growing my own vegetables is very important. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it's good to learn too. It's good to learn, and it's good to learn even just about the vegetables, and knowing, um knowing that the human body doesn't absorb as much of the vegetable nutrition directly, right? And it's good to know that when you eat vegetables, um, like eating raw vegetables, there's a lot of nutrients contained within those vegetables that you do not get raw, that you only get when you cook these vegetables. Like, all these things are good to know. This current agenda of veganism, but like, I know plenty of fat vegans, I know plenty of unhealthy vegans, I know plenty of people who don't eat meat or animal products who are undernourished, because they just don't know. They just don't know. And it's best to grow your own, because even when you grow your own, you're getting the more nutrient dense foods. Can't eat raw vegetables, good, because you're getting, a lot of nutrients are being missed eating them raw, that only come out when they're cooked, heated or steamed or something, you know. And as long as you're able to, supplement, because again, the human body doesn't absorb most of the nutrients in vegetables. And that's the whole point, to absorb, right? Like, when it comes to iron, vegetables provide non-heme iron, but the body doesn't absorb most of the iron from vegetables. And, you know, um, the doctors and pharmaceutical companies, they think they're slick, right? So in iron pills, that's all non-heme iron. So why are most Americans iron deficient? Why do people take iron pills that are still iron deficient? Because the human body doesn't absorb most of the non-heme iron. But all these things is not what we learn about. We have to learn about all of this on our own, and then figure out a way to supplement to where our bodies are able to absorb what we're eating, the nutrients of what we're eating. Like, that's the point of eating it, so that our bodies can absorb it, not just for the sake of eating it and losing weight because we're undernourished. Yeah, you're going to lose weight, but you want your body to get the nutrients that these things provide. You're right. That's exactly what my doctor said. Yeah. I'm a researcher and I'm a reader, and I've always been. And I've been researching nutrition for a long time. A long time. And it started when I was weightlifting. I've been researching, and I cleaned up my own diet at 20 years of age when I was fit. I've never been fat. I've never had health issues, but I didn't want to look like my aunties at 40. I didn't want to have health issues, diabetes. I didn't want to have any of those issues. So I stopped eating the way my family ate when I was 20. 20. What 20-year-old American woman who's in shape, fit, fine, decides, I don't want to look like that when I'm 40? Who thinks like that at 20? I did. I did. I stopped drinking soda at 20. I stopped eating pork. I stopped eating soul food. I read the nutritional laws in scripture, and that's how I started to eat. And the scripture where God said, "Don't judge. Don't the man that doesn't eat meat shouldn't judge the man that does, and the man that does eat meat shouldn't judge the man that doesn't. For the man that doesn't eat meat just has lesser faith, because I've told you what you're allowed to eat. But don't judge the man that doesn't eat meat. His faith just isn't as strong as the man that does." But I like to take care of my body. I like to know what's going in it. And I don't trust the USDA. I don't trust the FDA. I don't trust the fucking USA. For real. Not when it comes to my life, my livelihood, and what I'm going to eat. And I've recently discovered eating for my blood type. So I'm O blood type, which is very, very heavy red meat. And I'm like, that's good because I love red meat. I love lamb. I love beef. I love goat meat. And being able to, I stopped eating beef back in 2011 when it was just gross, disgusting. And I started seeing documentaries of what they're doing with these cows. But I've recently found a butcher, and it's all humane. It's all grass fed. It's all uh, you know, real butcher. You can taste the I can taste the difference. And so I'm getting really good quality meat, beef now. So I'm just swishing off the rosemary, loosening up the roots. That's what I'm over here doing on the side, because I got the pot ready. The woman that works here just pulled up. I'm gonna talk to her. Y'all are gonna hear me talking to her when she gets out. I want to catch her. That's why I keep looking. Good morning. So a woman pulled up and dumped all that out. I caught it all on my YouTube live. I'm still on live, but I was gonna pick it all up. But she just pulled up and dumped all of that out, and then started cursing me out. And I said, "A trash can's right there," and she started talking about her pimp and yeah, not well at all. No, I just stopped eating meat recently because of medical issues. I've heard that a lot. I've heard that a lot. I've heard that a lot from people who have gone vegan and vegetarian. I would love to ask, what meats were you eating? Because just my assumption is, like, a lot of people. I know there's a guy that followed my Instagram. He's vegan. I think raw vegan. I don't know, but I've seen him cook stuff lately. I don't know, but he's a vegan, and he said the same thing. Like, he was overweight, and he said he stopped eating meat because of health issues. And I'm just wondering, were you eating pork? Were you eating just like all the meats? And the only reason I say that is because even in scripture, that animal is not meant for us to eat. The animals that's meant for us to eat, what's interesting is They're all herbivores. All the animals that God said we can eat, they're all herbivores. None of the lawful animals for us to eat other animals. None of them. None of the animals that we're allowed to eat are carnivores. None of them. But people eat all kind of animals. Like people eat alligator, people eat pork, people eat shrimp. None of these meats are meant for us to eat. So when you eat, like when they say you are what you eat, so if I'm only eating lamb and cow and goat, my body's able to absorb all of the nutrition from the herbs that they eat. My body is able to fully absorb the iron available from heme iron, which is in meats. My body is able to absorb when they're eating spinach, when they're eating the grass, when they're eating the greens. My body is able to absorb the nutrients from how these animals, uh, uh, how they absorb it and how it turns in their body. Like when it comes to like citrus fruits, for example, lemons and limes and oranges, they're acidic, right? But when it comes to limes, grapefruits, lemons, they turn alkaline in our bodies, which is good, right? So that's what I find interesting, because I feel like eating the lawful meats is going to reduce. And then when you really focus on the humanity and the halal of how these animals are cared for and slaughtered and fed, we're going to benefit from all of that, or we're going to suffer the damage and the harm. So this is what I got. But growing your own, regardless of whatever someone's diet is, eating lifestyle, growing your own is always going to be best. Always going to be best. Because another thing I started learning a couple years ago, I used to have worms as well. I used to have red wiggler worms so that I can harvest my own um, worm castings. That's when I really started learning about soil and the fact that we need to be feeding the soil, right? So that's why I started making my own custom mixture, because the soil is what feeds the plants. The soil is what feeds the animals. The soil is the living organism that feeds us, essentially, even us as humans, right? Because everything we eat essentially comes out of the soil, whether it's like myself, being a meat eater, a mostly carnivore. I'm eating the animals that eat the herbs in the ground, you know? So, really paying attention to soil health. So, when you grow your own, really paying attention to what you're giving the soil, the type of soil you're using, focusing on feeding the soil, caring for the soil, that is going to make a huge difference in making sure all of your food have the nutrients. The skin should be thick on these real vegetables. I've had some real tomatoes and the skin is thick. It's not like all these tomatoes available all year round. That's another thing. We don't eat seasonally. Everything is not available year round. But in America, it is. I let you know it's bioengineered. This isn't real. This isn't real. Tomatoes have a season. It's a summer fruit. You know what I mean? Everything has its season. Watermelon has its season. Being an O blood type, watermelon is actually not for me to eat. Watermelon is on my avoid list of foods. Avocados are on my avoid list. Coconuts, coconut oil, avocado oil, Um, Mustard greens. I was fucking up mustard greens in December. Mustard greens are on my avoid list. All vinegars, all pickles are on my avoid list. The O blood type has the highest amount of stomach acid, which is why we're able to absorb, which is why we're able to eat so much red meat and why we need so much red meat, because a lot of the fruits and vegetables increase the acid in my gut, and we don't need that because we have the highest amount of acid in our gut. So O blood type, there are a lot of fruits and vegetables that are on my avoid list, a lot. Whereas B blood type, there's a lot of fruits and vegetables that you guys can eat, whoever's a B blood type. B blood type, beef needs to be very minimized. They can eat lamb. Fish is very good for B blood type, but beef, no. Um, yeah, so my blood type, there's a lot. Pretty much all beans are a no for my blood type. Black pepper. Black pepper is also a no for B blood type. B blood type should not eat black or white pepper either. So I'm just packing this in here now. This is going to be nice. Oh, I think Rosemary is really gonna like this. Make sure she's in there good. The roots have plenty of room. Those roots are very nice here in Rosemary. Apples, oranges are a no for me. Not even neutral. They're completely on my avoid list. I eat poultry and does that say sushi? Only. Following your own is best. Absolutely. Growing your own is best. I only ate beef, lamb, and goat. Nice. Yeah, I think eating for your blood type too. I think that's really good. I not just for me, but even like I say, talking to other people, um, like someone I was talking with last night, she's a B blood type, and she's not as disciplined as I am. I grew up this way, but she was saying she still eats some things that are on her avoid list, and I'm like, why? Why? You know, if it's on your avoid list for your blood type, just get rid of it. You know, especially since like she's had dietary health issues and has been overweight and is now not overweight at all, but working on gaining weight. And I'm just like, you just eat for your blood type. You know, like don't feel like you're missing out on anything. You know, like focus on what's on your highly beneficial list and just eat that. Like that's simple to me. To me, that's simple because there are things that contribute to your gut. It's not about taste. It's about what's beneficial for your gut. And gut health is everything. You know, so I think eating for our blood type is definitely a smart way to go. So I'm gonna add more soil to this here, to my onions, this fine soil, which is really nice. And I'm gonna water these in really good. This also has a bottom spot, so I'm gonna water it from the bottom as well, top and bottom. I'm gonna soak it completely. And I tap down. I don't push down from the top. I'll tap it down. It's like somebody pushing your head down instead of pulling your feet down. Like, don't push my head down. Pull my feet down to pull me down. That's how I look at it. This is so beautiful. I like how brown and moist cocoa core is. All right, so that one's done there. Let's get these babies in some sun. Okay, so the next one. Okay, so this is where I'm at. So I gotta get more mixed up. Let me do that now. So I got the cocoa core. This one I'm going to make it a little more chunky. Wait, no, I still got no, not yet, not yet. I think all my chunky plants are just all my big ones that are in Le Chateau. So these are all going to be pretty fine. I'm not going to do a super chunky mixture for any of these. Yeah, just the cocoa core, a little bit of the what is that right there? The charcoal and the fertilizer. There's still a little bit of vermiculite in here. I'm just breaking it up. I think I may put a few orchid bark chips in here. Can you see that? Yeah. Let me show you. Like that. So, and these guys are still over here soaking. Getting nice and hydrated. So I really want to look at that. You can clearly see the difference with that peat moss. You can clearly see like this stuff does not ever want to let go. And that is not good. Excuse my sniffles. All right, yeah, that's I don't like that. But we're gonna get this all out. We are gonna get all of this out. That perlite, all of this is coming out. Can you see that? It's like just mud, and it just has the roots so confined. And the next season, once I get these roots all cleaned and free, the next repotting season, resoiling season, I'm going to record and let you see the difference in how it grows in the cocoa core versus seeing, because this was how I bought it. Like I said, the root ball was so small. I didn't want to take it out. I wanted it to grow a bit more. But this is just a mess, a complete mess. It's starting to come free. The roots have grown. It may not be ready for a bigger pot once I get these all free, but the root system has grown, so we'll see. I'll be able to really make a determination once I get all this mess off. I do not recommend peat moss and perlite. I don't at all. And this is why. This is why I always take resoil when I buy new plants, take them out of what it's in from the nursery. Because even in nature, like nothing grows in peat moss. Nothing grows in a soil that is just this compact and condensed. This is just so condensed. It's just so tight in there. That's what he said. Damn it. It is tight. Look at that. Like the roots need to be able to breathe and be free. Seriously. This is not This is not how you want your plant roots to be. This is not at all. I'll tell you what, though, having plants, I said this to a woman on my Discord, it requires patience and time. Like, I don't think you can be lazy with plants. And I don't think that you can cut corners and take shortcuts. I just don't. So I think this might be as good as I'm able to get it, which is awful. But all right, so I'm gonna stop right there. This might be as good as I'm able to get it for now. And then just let it grow out more. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just let it grow out more. And try to clean it more once it's in the cocoa. All right, so okay, so that one, I think I'm gonna put it in here. Yeah, this will be good because the roots aren't so big. I got my weed cloth here. I think that one goes in there. Yeah. All right. I need to put more fertilizer in here. So this is the back guano. Whew. All right. Got some back guano in there. I'm gonna add more cocoa. Add a few. And um, no, I'm not gonna put any more of that. Just the cocoa. I mean, just the back guano. Yeah, just the back guano for this one. it up good so the fertilizer gets mixed in well. All right, there we go. So I got my pot right here. And get my little drippy pilea. Doing everything as a mobile dweller is, a bit of a production, quite a bit of a production. All right, let me bring this up higher. And I don't have great camera angles. I'm just doing what I can. Just doing what I can. A few people have asked to see my soil mixture and things, so I figured since I had to do this after having my window shattered and they had glass all in them, live would be a great way to do it. If anyone had questions, I could just go ahead and answer them now. All right, so that's good. So now I'm gonna fill it. My bad. I don't have pets, but I do love my plants, and they're less of a dependent for me than animals. So I like that. And plus, these give me something that I need. Like, I'm not lonely in my life, so I don't need animals, but I need oxygen. I need clean air, and my plants give me that. They purify the air. They're beautiful, and they respond when I speak to them. I speak life into them, health, beauty. You know, I love plants. I love nature. I absolutely love nature. I love nature. So I'm pressing the soil down around the edges of the pot, not around the roots. because cocoa is, so soft. And just lifting them up. This is a long process. It does, like, you got to give it your all, give it your full focus and attention. I don't rush when I'm with my plants. I don't rush anytime. I don't rush with anything I do. I'm so into me. Everything I do, I enjoy it. Every single thing that I do, I enjoy it. So I give everything that I do my all. That includes YouTube. Like when I like even now, like I'm on YouTube, I'm live, um, and I'm really just focused on showing you my whole true real process, because a lot of people are so curious about my plants, like in real life. A lot of people here in person, because I live in a van and I have a lot of plants. I have 11 plants and they're all thriving. I get I get a lot of wow about my plants. A lot of wow. But I really, really love my plants and I really love taking the time to care for them. I don't I'm not a neglectful person at all about anything, but I really do not believe in neglecting living creatures, from human beings to animals to plants. It's all living. So that's Pilea done. Um, and we're gonna get them all. Let me put more because we're gonna get them all watered in as well. Oh, I see a comment. So the soil sinks down a little bit when you water. And when I repot them, I do like to water them in from the top just to get it all settled. But after that, after they're in and they're done, I bottom water. I set them in one of these little aluminum containers here and I let them drink like that. Lift you up, give you some support. Bam. So once again, when this grows more, you'll definitely see the difference in how the roots grow in cocoa versus in peat moss. And cocoa core is more sustainable than peat moss. Peat moss is natural, but cocoa core is more sustainable because this is the shell of coconuts. This is just the skin, the shell of coconuts. That's what this is. That one's done. My mom, I would never live anywhere without plants. I adore greenery. I know that's right. Same here. My mom had plants that grew in rocks all over the house when I was growing up. Yes. Yep. I've seen people do that in rocks and in what's that stuff called? Leca. rocks, leca. Yeah, plants are amazing. So I'm gonna move to this one now. Plants are truly amazing. My mom had a ton of plants when she came and got me to live with her. She had she had a sunroom and it was full of plants. And that was my chore. Taking care of the plants. Okay, so this one here, I got the soil in there. This is the one my cactus was in. Just getting it rinsed off a bit more. There's some perlite in here from the that other one. That mess is just like styrofoam. I do not like perlite personally. Like I said, I know plenty people swear by it. I know plenty people use it. I prefer vermiculite. I do not like perlite. I don't like it in my pots. I don't like to see it. So I'm just getting it off. Feels like styrofoam to me. I don't like it. My cactus is doing very well. Woo, don't poke, mama, baby. My cactus is doing very well. I've had this for over a year. All right, so that should be good. As you see, like I'm really thorough. I like to do everything really thorough. That was a part of my upbringing. And like I said, for me, it's all meditation. So everything I do, I really get into it. I really get into everything that I do. Even cooking, like everything. If I'm doing it, I'm into it. I'm focused completely and I'm into it. That's why I like cleaning. That's why I like cleaning and doing cleaning gigs because it's peaceful. Um, it's solo. I used to keep my home immaculate all the time. I used to say my place stay company ready. If it stay clean, it's easy to keep clean because it's always clean. So I'm just into it. I enjoy myself. So there's not anything that I do that I don't enjoy or that I feel like I need to rush through. So this is my cactus now, and I'm gonna put it back in here like that. So now I'm just gonna backfill it. I do want to make make sure to get some orchid bark in here. You see how the soil goes down and how it just goes down when you tamp it down? Perfect. And thank you guys for joining me and being on here. Thank you to every subscriber. Thank you to the viewers who are not subscribed. Hopefully, one day you will consider subscribing, joining the Freedom Castle. I just created a new Instagram page specifically for this YouTube channel. It's new. I think I only have 2 or 3 posts. One is my introduction. Uh, but that my idea for that is to share more day to day, and I do a lot of talking on my story. Typically, I guess a different way of me adding uh, what I think I add to the marketplace, to the community of independent free thinkers and those who want to know more about just stuff. So that, bam, beautiful. So that's my cactus done. Okay, so now let's look at this baby. Let's look at this here, my succulent. So I think I'm gonna put it in here. I think I'm gonna put it in this pot. This is the pot my Sangonium was in because I really don't think it needs to be. Well, obviously, it doesn't need to be back in that big ass pot because it doesn't have as much of anything. So put my little weed cloth back in there. Put some soil in here, some cocoa coir, and then I'm gonna sit that down in there just like that. And I mean, I'm just gonna see what happens. You know, I'm gonna give it an opportunity to live, and if it wants to live, it will. It can. If it wants to live, it has the environment to live in. And if it's just too far gone, then it won't. So I'm going to press this down because the roots are in there. So I do want to get as much in here and make sure that the roots have good contact with the soil. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Man. But like I said, my duty is just to give it the environment to live in if it wants to live. So that's what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing. Fill it completely because again, we're gonna water them all in. Okay, that feels good. There's that little baby. Oh, so sad looking. Get it in the sun. Okay, so all right, now we have. I got these little pots. I might have to. Let's see. So I got this here. This is what that succulent was in. And here's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if I should put my Sangonium and because they have similar. I'm wondering if I should put my Pathos and my Sangonium together. That's what I'm wondering. Definitely a beautiful plant. Thank you. I'm cleaning out my. I can't see anything with that sun. Clean out my stove and refrigerator now while I'm watching you. That's awesome. See, I like that. I like cleaning out the stove and the refrigerator. Am I a weirdo? Do you enjoy it? Like, there's something therapeutic about, for me, those two, the stove, the refrigerator, and the toilet. I I love cleaning those. Like I genuinely like cleaning those three things. I genuinely like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. That's awesome. That is awesome. I love that. Um, I really, this pot is too big. I think that'll be going too far because the roots are definitely not big enough. This pot is too big. So that's just a pot that I'll have for another plant. I have these too. I can't. Where are? It was a pack of four that I had of the square pots I got from $1.25 Tree. I feel like these are all still too big for the. Yeah, I feel like these are all still way too. Let me see. I found them. They were inside of the little container where I used to keep my worm castings. So here they are. So I think these are gonna be perfect. These will be perfect. So let's get my weed cloth put in there. I got some roots on there. And these just pick right off. Reuse, baby. Okay, got that in there. So, like I said, you can see how nicely the roots, how nicely the cocoa separates from the roots. I mean, I just love that. They don't crowd around them. I love that. So, I think that's perfect. See, it just goes down on its own and packs down in there compact. Look at how beautiful. Are you able to see the colors? Oh, this is. I'm so happy I got this one. I'm happy I got all of them. Let me just stop playing. I love my plants, all of them. I'm telling you, if you, whoever has plants, if you're not using cocoa coir, I highly recommend it. I also, since I've been making my own potting mixture, I also don't have any pests. I don't have fungus gnats. I don't have any pests anymore from both creating my own mixture and bottom watering. But more, it started more when I started creating my own soil mixture. That's what first got rid of any pest because it doesn't stay wet as long. And I used to think too, like it doesn't make sense when they, like in the plant community, they're like water when the top 2 inches are dry. That doesn't make sense to me because the roots are at the bottom of the plant. What is the top 2 inches? Because for me, I don't want my roots to grow up the pot. I want them to continue to grow down like they do in the ground. So I like to let my plants forage. I don't water on a schedule, and I don't water them very often. Even my Maranta, okay, like my Maranta right now, I just watered her, but she was dry. She likes to be moist, but I'm like, you know, out in nature, like you gotta learn to forage. You're gonna have to learn to forage and survive off whatever moisture and nutrients is down in the corners of the pot because you're gonna be fine. You're not you're yeah, you're gonna be fine. It's just like with our bodies, to feed your body anytime you feel hungry, that's not healthy. That's really, really not healthy. Like we have to learn to let our bodies get adapted to utilizing the fat that's in our body for energy instead of storing it and eating the muscle. So, fasting, going longer in between eating, these are all things that build the immune system, build the gut health, just build the health of your internal organs all the way around. So, that is my Sangonium done. Beautiful. Like I say, these two are cut, but I'm going to let them take care of it themselves, and then I'll come in and do what they need me to do when they need me to do it. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do is my pathos, my Birkin. Okay, so I got a fresh piece of weed cloth. Like I said, I like putting the weed cloth in there. I've been doing this for a few years now. And also as a mobile dweller, um, it just prevents the soil from falling completely through those holes and getting all over my home, because that's no fun. Look at these beauties. And if anyone was on here from the beginning and saw me take this out, you see, the cocoa just allows the roots to just be free. I need to bring that up more. They allow the roots to just be free. They don't have them so confined. I mean, we live in the Freedom Castle. So clearly, I'm not about being confined. Clearly, I'm not about being restrained or restricted, considering I live in the Freedom Castle. Okay. I chose that name for a reason. All right. Beautiful roots, healthy, thick. Look at that. Thick. All right. So, got that down in there. Get it positioned nicely. That's beautiful. Let's get the soil in there. gonna have to mix up more because that is all of it. And I do like to keep everything I need for my plants on hand. I keep everything on hand because, that's just how it is. I'm a plant parent, so I feel like I gotta always have what they need. Beautiful. You guys just, you can't imagine how long I've wanted a Birkin. What? Hey, welcome, welcome. It's relaxing and brings calm to my soul. Yes, I love it. I love it. Oh, that makes me happy. I agree. I agree. Like, I agree. I think cleaning is so calming, so relaxing. Like taking care of my plants. You've been on here a while, so you see, like I'm totally into it. I like getting my hands dirty when it comes to my plants. Outside of this, like I don't like having my nails dirty. I don't like getting my hands dirty. I like to grow my nails, which as you see, I'm not right now, but all of that I really like. But when it comes to my plants, I don't care about none of it. I like having my plant dirt under my nails. I mean, while I'm doing it, obviously, I'm gonna wash my hands and clean my nails thoroughly when I'm done. But I like it. I've gone through gloves and I just I don't like it. I don't like using gloves. I don't use gloves when I clean. I like working with my hands. I'm also a creator, so I like working with my hands. So I'm just mixing up more. Let me show you for anyone who's on here that maybe didn't see it. So I got my cocoa core here, some orchid bark, and now I'm gonna add some charcoal. I'm not doing a super chunky mix for these plants. The food lover. Yes, yes. I just learned to like food. Eating for me when I was younger, like even in my 20s, and yeah, it was uh it was a necessary annoyance. But now I do like food. Now that I've learned so much about nutrition and the purpose of eating, now I can say I'm a food lover. I'm not a foodie because there's too many things that I don't eat. I've never been a foodie. And I stopped eating pork so long ago and I stopped using anything with gelatin in it so long ago that yeah. I used to say I could never go on the Fear Factor cuz I don't eat anything. I could never be a food critic because there's too much that I don't eat. I'm not a picky eater. I don't eat any of the unlawful foods. So that's my mix. And now I'm going to add some of this funky, funky bat guano because it needs some nutrients. That's the thing too. The cocoa core, it doesn't have any nutrients in it because I make my own soil mixture. You know, when you buy the potting soils, uh, they may say that they have stuff in it, so you don't have to worry about it, right? But making my own, there's no nutrients in here, so I have to add it. But I like that because I can add what I want. And this is a 731. Yeah, so this is good for the greenery. So this mix right here has no vermiculite at all, because all of my other mixtures that I had already, those are all gone. So this one has no vermiculite in it. But that's okay because this already holds moisture. That's all right. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more orchid bark. Isn't that beautiful? That is just such a pretty mix. All right. So I just gotta add more to the top of my compost right here. And the last one I have are my three jade plants. And I'm gonna do all my big plants off. I'm not gonna do that on live. This would just be way too long. But I need to. They didn't get any glass in them or anything like that, but I want to freshen up their soil. But these babies, all it was a necessity. So I'm just making sure it has good contact with the roots because the roots are down there. I'm still tripping off that lady. That's crazy. And she did just cross my mind. That is crazy. Boy, boy, boy. Drama. Early Sunday morning, the library parking lot. All right. So that's good. That's good. Isn't she beautiful? She is so beautiful. I'm also going to, once I end this live, I'm going to clean all of their leaves as well. I'm going to clean all the leaves gently, make sure there's no glass on any of them. There's my beautiful Birkin. Give that some sun. Okay, so now And I am going to use this water right here. Like, I'm not gonna waste all this. I'm gonna use this. So here are my jades. Uh-oh. Let me get them cleaned off and I'll put them on the plastic here. Oh, see, this is good because these were kind of submerged, so these leaves are already gonna be good. Yeah, because this water here is nice. It's got peroxide in it. It's good. All right. So, um, all right. So I'm wondering, I'm wondering if I should put them in here. Yeah, I kind of feel like I should because that way they have more room to grow. I'll put them in this one. Yeah, I'm gonna put them in here. It's a little big, but I think that'll be okay for them. Yeah, I think that'll be just fine. So what I'm gonna do is put some orchid bark in the bottom, and then put some soil in there. Yeah, I think this is a good call. This is definitely a good call. Yeah, definitely. And here's another thing. I just want to comment on something about, okay, so if anyone has watched my 11 keys to being a full-time mobile dweller that no one else will tell you, one of the things in there I said I recommend it as far as parking in the same spots, your same few rotational spots, for an extended period of time, and allowing people to get to know you. So the way I talk to this woman here at the library, um, she sees me on a regular basis. When I go into the library, she speaks. She always also parks next to my van. Um, and so she's familiar with me. She's very familiar with me. She's familiar with and knows that I don't cause trouble. I'm peaceful. Like I said, I also go inside the library, and just having having that rapport of people being familiar with me and me being quiet, clean, peaceful. Um, I just find it as being a benefit. I just think it's a benefit as a mobile dweller. I I feel like it's important for me and for us local mobile dwellers to prove ourselves as being peaceful and being contributors to society and not a nuisance. So when people, from my experience, having and allowing people to get to know me and see me for an extended period in different spots, they then get comfortable to want to come speak to me because now they're curious. And of course, I love showing off my home. And that just, it just opens up a line of communication and humanity for them to see, oh, okay, I'm not a bum. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not, whatever the assumption may be. So I think that's important. For me, it's important. For me, it's important because I want to be safe in the spots that I'm at. And that's why it's important for me. Not about people getting to know me because I keep to myself. I keep to myself. I don't go up to people. I keep to myself. Um, but because I do keep to myself and I do park in spots, it people come up to me. And again, my plants, and like how now I'm just sitting here potting my plants. This isn't my first time doing this. No matter where I'm at, or if I set them out and I put them on the balcony, these little things draw people to me because it's like I'm I'm living, right? I'm living, and I'm living in such a different type of way. But I'm peaceful. I'm peaceful, I'm organized, and I'm not a nuisance, you know. So, and I don't feel as though my lifestyle is wrong. So I'm not gonna pull up late to a place, and I'm not leaving first thing in the morning. Like I don't have anything to do at 4 o'clock in the morning for me to just be pulling off. And now I'm out on the road when the police are trolling, looking for people that are up to no good at that time of morning. No, I'm sleep like everyone else is sleep, or I'm just waking up like everyone else is just waking up, but I'm not out and about. I don't feel any urge to live like that or do things like that because I don't feel that my lifestyle is wrong in any type of way. I don't feel like anything I'm doing is wrong. So I don't feel the need to pull up late and pull off early. Mm-mm. And I'm not in front of anyone's home. I'm not in somebody's parking lot, like somebody's parking spot, is what I mean. I'm not in someone's parking spot in front of their home. I'll be in a public parking space or industrial area or something like that, just peacefully living my life. That's it. Just peacefully living my life. Maybe I should turn this way. Yeah, yeah. There we go. Yep, this is good. They have space. They have space to go. It's a little awkward. These jade plants are a little awkward. These were free cuttings. I did have a jade plant that was in my ceramic pot that I bought from a yard sale. Um, yeah, But these particular jades were free cuttings on the side of the road. And I was like, yeah, I'll take those. Some of those, they had quite a few. Soil packed down. And these are going to have some new leaves coming because I did pick a couple of them off. So what's dope about the jade, when you pull off new leaves, you can also propagate jade plants from the leaves. Like they'll root themselves. You can just pull off a leaf, a succulent leaf, and just set it on top of your soil. And it will, you don't even have to let it dry out and callus over. You can just pull it off and put it right in there. It's gonna dry out, it's gonna callus over, and then once it does, it's gonna root itself. I've done that. So I know that that's what it does. And when you pull it off from the stem, you'll see two new leaves growing from the one you pulled off. That's what's dope about nature. You know what I mean? It's just like when you plant seeds. You plant seeds and you get quadruple the amount from the one or two seeds you planted. I heard something recently, and I think it was from Myron Golden. He said that he heard something that any fool can count the seeds in an apple, but only God can count how many trees are in the seeds. That was a bar. That was a bar. Yeah, you can cut open an apple and say, "Oh, this got 8 seeds in it," but only God knows how many trees are in those 8 seeds, in each one seed. That was a bar. That was a bar. All right. So that's beautiful. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. I'm glad. I'm glad I put this in here. So we got them all potted, guys. All the glass is out. So that means I have more space. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so here they all are in all of their glory. Um, so before I get them put back, I do need to get them watered. Okay, so whoa. So I'm just gonna use this. Whoa. Let me get rosemary for sure. I don't know if y'all can see, but I'm just getting them all. I'm just dumping this in here in all of them. Kind of making more of a mess than I should. Another thing I like to do with my cocoa, exactly what I'm doing now. Like after I do water it, I do like to put it on the top because it's also a really good mulch. Yep, it's also a really, really good mulch. So, and this is what I always do. I always do this. After I water them, I'll put more of just the cocoa on top to help keep the moisture in. Just like that. I hope you can see. Okay, so now let me try and be a little more careful. All right. When they dry, I'll be able to clean the leaves off better. Whoever has dirty leaves. Get my onions watered real good. Yeah, they like mama. Thirsty. I'm thirsty, mama. With my cactus. And then jade. And that's it. Oh, that's it. Congratulations. You have succeeded in repotting your garden. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you for joining me in this endeavor. I hope I hope somebody took something from it. I hope you took something from it, got something from it, maybe learned something. This cocoa core is, I'm telling you, the best. I buy this instead of the bricks just because it's easier for me. I do like how little space the bricks take up, but it's easier for me to just have it already loose and ready to go. So this is just like I said, like the mulch, you know. It's just going to keep the moisture in there. Now that they're all watered, and I'm going to get them put back in their spot. And this also helps to fill the pot more too. Yeah, they're good and watered. And so now, like I said, I don't water on a schedule. They're going to forage from here. They probably won't be watered for over a month. Yeah, I probably won't water these bad boys again until the time change. Seriously. Yep, that'll probably be when I water them again, when we spring forward. And that's the truth. And I'm sorry that your home was violated. Praying it never happens again. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Well, as you see, things happen. And I really take it like that was my real reaction. That was my real reaction. I don't sweat anything. Anything. My very first home was stolen. And when I was in Arizona, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, are you gonna?" And I said, "Well, I guess they needed it more than I did. I mean, God knows best." Yeah, I just don't take things like that. I don't, because it's gotta snow, it's gotta rain, it's gotta hail, it's gotta, you gotta have um, disasters. You have to. That's just a part of life. And it's not the disaster, it's your reaction, your perception. And that's the only portion that I can control. My perception to what happens, my reaction. That's all I can control. And I control those things masterfully, because that's what's going to create the next thing. My reaction is what's going to create whatever comes after this uncontrollable situation. And just like I put on my post, and like I prayed in real life, God, make this easy for me. You knew this was going to happen before I did. You saw this happen while I was in the store. So there's a reason this happened, because we have to be tested. I have to constantly be tested on my faith, constantly. And again, I'm not religious at all. At all. I don't believe in any man made religion. I believe in God. I believe in me. I believe in God's word. Right? So uh, I have to be tested. So are these things going to happen to me and then I start cursing God? No. No, I've never done that. Nah, 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 nah. Because I know this is just life. It's just life. And God made it very easy for me to get it taken care of, just like I asked. Make this easy for me. You know best. So I can't trip off this. And for one, it's already done. So I definitely can't trip off it. It's already done. It's already done. I come out and it's already done. So what am I having a fit for? And it's already done. What I look like. I'm out here having a goddamn fit. That's all people see is me having a fit, and it's already done. No, that's not how I live. That's not how I get down. Ever. And I've been faulted for my reactions. I've been faulted for that. Even in my early 20s, when my family with my children was broken apart, I've been faulted for my being me. But I'm always going to be me. and I'm always taken care of. God always takes care of me because I trust God. I trust me. So, it is what it is, and that's genuinely my belief. That's genuinely how I take life. Okay, so now I got to get all this together. And look, so this is where I keep all of my, and you see they're all still sealed. The seal is perfect. And the rings are all right there because you cannot store these with the rings on. Because if you have a false seal, you need to be able to know that. Never sweat the small stuff. It's all small stuff, exactly. Because it all belongs to God. Everything. It's all small stuff, no matter what it is. So this is my beautiful disaster, but I'm definitely not going to keep it like this. You know what I mean? Like, I take pride in who I am. So I'm not going to keep this a mess. Everything's getting put back away. And I'll show you where I store everything. That's my robot. That's one of my robots that I started to put together from Derek Grace. Okay, so this is the container I used to keep my worm castings in when I had my worms. I haven't gotten my worms again because don't I haven't figured out the space for them yet. So let me set you guys there. That's my shower tent. Okay, so let's see how we're gonna do this. This was here. And I also have like my Mr. Heater Buddy is back there. I have a little 300-watt inverter. Like in this little box, I have some other things, little things that I bought that I thought I needed. My little bitty space heater is in there. I have a little 250-watt space heater. I don't use it because my power station is 350 watts. So when I use that, it drains my power station in 5 minutes. Legit, 5 minutes from full to completely dead. So I don't use it. And then I also have a car jumper thing that's in there as well. Okay, so all of this stuff I keep right back there. This bag of charcoal, the charcoal and the vermiculite that I get, and the orchid bark, these are all $6.99 at the Armstrong Plant Nursery that I go to. $6.99. You can't beat that. This I get this from the 99-cent only store where my window was broken. And this big bag is $5.99. Can't beat that either. $5.99. I also like to buy some of my plants from there as well because they're a bit of a rescue. Oh, and you know what? My cherry tomatoes I got from 99-cent only store. My cherry tomatoes, um, my cayenne peppers. I had a cayenne pepper plant. Yep. I like getting those from there as well. And yeah, in case you didn't know, they have plants, they have uh, vegetable fruit plants. Yep, 99-cent only store is really a lick. If you have them in your area, check it out. I had never heard of that store until I lived in Arizona. And I was like, oh, what? You gotta be kidding. Okay. All right. So that is perfect. And then I keep my weed cloth just right there. More glass. More glass. I'm probably going to be finding glass for a long time. All right. So I think that's good. Okay. So then I keep this here. So my onion skins, I keep my onion skins in here to dry out because this is what I like to crush them up and use for my own type of seasonings. So I just keep these here. All right, I'll lift you up in just a second. Dump these out. So when I bought these from Big Lots, that is when I got 6 new plants, which I got these just a couple of months ago. This gave me a lot more space, and this one here. So and so I'm actually going to let these stay out and get sun. But this is where they live. This is where all of these live. But what I'm going to do, because I think I need to reconfigure, I need to reconfigure how they go. So I'm gonna do that and then put them out for my onions. Yeah, that'll go there. So I don't want that to spill. Aren't they beautiful? And this is really the perfect spot for them. Hmm. Uh, oh, this is the last one. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay. Look. All right. So that's it, guys. I'm going to get these all put up. Thank you so much for joining me. My screen is all filthy. So thanks, guys, for joining me. Now I'm going to get these guys all taken care of. But of course, I'm going to let you guys go and get my windows all opened up too so they can get some light in here. But that's it. Thank you so much for joining me on this long live. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace. That was dope.